Hello everyone, my name is Camelia Alfianty. I'm from 5BA class, English department. Uh, in this great opportunity, I'm going to present and explain the 9 material of research methodology subject about data analysis. Well, data analysis is a process of inspecting, cleansing, transforming, and modeling data with the goal of discovering useful information, informing conclusions, and supporting decision making. The purpose of data analysis is to extract useful information from data and taking the decision based upon the data analysis. Okay, there are two kinds of data, quantitative and qualitative data. Quantitative data is defined as the value of data in the form of counts or numbers, where each data set has a unique numerical value associated with it. This data is any quantifiable information that can be used for mathematical calculations and statistical analysis, such that real-life decisions can be made based on these mathematical derivations. Quantitative data makes measuring various parameters controllable due to the ease of mathematical derivations they come with. Quantitative data is usually collected for statistical analysis using surveys, polls, or questionnaires sent across the sample. Okay, the quantitative data analysis methods. There are two data analysis methods, descriptive analysis and inferential analysis. Descriptive analysis is the first level of analysis, and it helps researchers find absolute numbers to summarize individual variables and find patterns. A few commonly used descriptive statistics are mean. It is numerical average of a set of values. Median is midpoint of a set of numerical values. Mode, most common value among a set of values. Percentage is used to express how a value or group of respondents within the data relates to a larger group of respondents. Frequency, the number of times a value is found. Range, the highest and the lowest value in a set of values. Descriptive statistics provide absolute numbers. However, they don't explain the rationale or reasoning behind those numbers. Before applying descriptive statistics, it is important to think about which one is best suited for your research question and what you want to show. For example, a percentage is a good way to show a gender distribution of respondents. Descriptive statistics are most helpful when the research is limited to the sample and doesn't need to be generalized to a larger population. For example, if you are comparing the percentage of children vaccinated in two different villages, then this descriptive statistic is enough. Since descriptive analysis is mostly used for analyzing single variable, it is often called univariate analysis. And then inferential analysis. This complex analysis show the relationships between multiple variables to generalize results and make prediction. A few examples of inferential analysis are correlation. Correlation describes the relationship between two variables. Regression shows or predicts the relationship between two variables. And then analysis of variance. It is test the extent to which two or more groups differ. Quantitative data is collected through several methods, including surveys, control experiments, and certain observation types. This is the quantitative data examples. The methods using yes/no questions. The example of question is, did you go to work today? And the answer is just two, yes or no. And then single choice questions. For instance, what is your favorite flavor or of ice cream? There are a lot of choice. And then multiple choice or select all that apply questions. Which of the following products did you buy last week? And the respondents can select more than one the choice that of the question. Ranking questions, and then numerical range questions, and the last quantitative observations. Observations that can be categorized or quantified, such as the number of times a person check their phone in a given time. This observation often take place in a controlled environment. Okay, the second kind of data is qualitative data. Qualitative data is defined as the data that approximates and characterizes. This type of data is collected through methods of observations, one-to-one interviews, conducting focus groups, and similar methods. Qualitative data can be observed and recorded. This data type is non-numerical in nature. Qualitative data in statistics is also known as categorical data. The data that can be arranged categorically based on the attributes and properties of a thing or a phenomenon. Okay, there are two main approaches to qualitative data analysis: deductive and inductive. Deductive approach involves analyzing qualitative data based on a structure that is predetermined by the researcher. A researcher can use the questions as a guide for analyzing the data. This approach is quick and easy and can be used when a researcher has a fair idea about the likely responses that he or she is going to receive from the sample population. And then inductive approach. The inductive approach, on the contrary, is not based on a predetermined structure or set ground rules or framework. It is more time-consuming and a true approach to qualitative data analysis. An inductive approach is often used when a researcher has very little or no idea of the research phenomenon. Qualitative data can also be collected through certain types of survey questions, in addition to interviews and focus groups. Okay, the examples of qualitative data. There are open-ended survey questions, unstructured or semi-structured interviews. Unstructured and semi-structured interviews allow topics and questions to flow naturally rather than only asking questions from a set question list in a specific order. Focus groups. In focus groups, multiple people have a discussion in person or via an online or mobile-based chat group, facilitated by a trained moderator who gives prompts to start conversations. And then unstructured observation. Researchers can gather qualitative data through unstructured observation, such as observing participants, and then document or content analysis, reviewing documents to better understanding a particular topics or categorize elements of documents is a type of qualitative research. Alright, so how to analyze data? There are 4 steps to analyze data. The first is data organizations, and then graphical representation. The next step is data explanation, and the last step is statistical methods. Alright, the first step is data organizations. Organize your data before scanning, examining, or interpreting it. Data organization is necessary because you cannot analyze haphazard data. You can arrange and organize data in tables or groups. This is easier to do if your data is quantitative. On the other hand, qualitative data is difficult to tabulate. You can first arrange your data in groups or categorize, and under each category you can tabulate the data. For qualitative data, you have to follow different methods of data organizations. Well, organized data lends itself easily to analyze. Okay, the next step is graphical representations. Now look at the tabulated data and make graphs to show the data in more clear form. Plotting graphs is necessary because it helps you in looking at the extreme points as well as the average points. You can use any one of the methods of graphs. You can use a statistical software to make graphs. Otherwise, if you are good in statistics, you can make the graphs yourself. Graphs will make the data more presentable and easy to comprehend. The third step is data explanation. In the next step, explain the data that is present in both tabulated and graphical forms. This explanation will help you draw main conclusions. Explore the graphs and tables and find out how you can write down the interpretation of your research study. You can correlate the variables and you can also explain the results. Try to make the interpretation specific and to the point. Extremely lengthy explanations are unnecessary in most cases. On the other hand, a specific interpretation of the data is easy to understand. The last steps to analyze data is statistical methods. In the last stage, the hypothesis is rejected or accepted in the light of your interpretations. You have to confirm that your hypothesis proved right or it proved wrong. You can use any one of the statistical methods for confirmation of the hypothesis. Statistical methods is important because it can make your research valid and generalizable. That's all about the material that I can explain to you. Thank you for watching.